Hey, what's up guys? Cody here with Pokédex TX, the channel that takes you behind the scenes of what it takes for us to start our own online Pokemon card company. If you guys are into this and entrepreneurship or chasing Pokemon cards or just have a hobby for it, you guys are going to want a piece of this. And believe me, it's a lot more than just selling cards. It's about chasing one's passion, it's about learning from the experience, and it's about sharing everything along the way. The ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, the goods, the bads, the uglies, the wins, the losses, and all of the struggles. Now, before we get into anything, let's do a quick rewind. So let's take us back to 2019. I was let go from my job, and keep in mind, this is just prior to what happened in COVID. Unfortunately, the company and the corporation I was working for was doing a complete revamp of how they were going to be paying people. Long story short, we had an option to either take a huge pay cut or take a severance package. Well, at that time, instead of feeling sorry for myself and, kicking myself in the dirt, which I kind of did it at certain points, I decided at that point, you know what, screw it, I'm done with this. I had been in the automotive industry for like 13 years to that point, and I was just done. Man, I wanted to find something new, so I got into digital marketing. That's where I started learning affiliate marketing and social media marketing and anything and everything when it comes to advertisements and marketing and things like that. I started off a little rough. I'm going to be honest, my first year I made like 13,000, and I mean 13K in like 1 year. So that's really bad, guys. But by my second year to about the, 2.5, 3 year mark, I finally started breaking that 6-figure mark. The only kind of issue that I kind of ran into is that I did have a little bit of a personal issue come up. We had to make some changes. I did have some responsibilities that I had to fill. Boo-hoo me, poor pitiful whatever, it is what it is. It's in the past now. I did have to go back to work, and it's so ironic, it's so funny, man. A long time ago, or not a long time ago, but a few years prior to that, I had told a buddy of mine back in Texas, because I was living in Colorado at that time, and he had bought a shop, because I was in the automotive collision repair industry. If he had ever bought a shop, I'd come and run it for him. And sure as hell, man, he called me up. I think it was late 21, maybe early 22. I want to say that's off though. I want to say it was 20 or 2021, somewhere in there. But anyway, he called me and said, hey man, I've got the shop, come run it for me. And we went over there, we ran the heck out of it. We did amazing numbers. We did a lot of big things. No harm, no foul. It was just a couple of bad judgment calls, and unfortunately the company took some financial hardships. There was some pretty big let-goes, myself included. And going from 2019 to wanting to do my own thing, get my own security and everything, and then going back into the workforce, and then 3-4 years later getting let go again, it was like a rewind, and it was so much frustration, especially the age that I'm getting at and what I'm really trying to do and accomplish. And one thing about me is that when I do put my head down and I put my all into everything, I'm in. I'm 150% in, and it's run and done. Nothing else matters. I get a little obsessive. I've always thrived myself on wanting to be the best and be the best version of me and beat everybody else out. So I always try to outwork them. And to have that rug kind of ripped out from under you, without a warning, and it was about 2-3 weeks prior, or right before Christmas, coming up into the new year, so it was kind of a surprise, and it sucked. It really did. I gotta be honest though, looking back, it's amazing, what they say, God works in mysterious ways, or everything happens for a reason, because it turns out to be true. Fast forward up to today, looking back, I wouldn't change a thing. I really don't think so, other than maybe not getting out of it so soon, or not leaving the digital marketing atmosphere so soon and going back to work. It definitely mind boggles me, but here we are. Excuse me. And for what it's worth, I'm not ashamed of it. I am completely proud of it. So anyway, fast forward, after 2024, once I got let go, it was a huge surprise. Like I said, it was a few weeks right before Christmas, right before the new year. No warning, no anything. Just went in on an early morning, and he put me in the office and said, hey, we gotta let you go. And it's like, all right, I get it. No harm, no foul. It's so crazy. I was planning on starting my own other venture. I was going to go out on my own, open up my own shop, do all this other stuff. And, we were sitting here at the house, and we were trying to determine, hey, how are we going to come up with capital? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? I had some banks, I had some interest through investors, but I had to put a percentage down. And with just losing the job, with having all these other responsibilities, obviously the financial thing was kind of teeter-tottering. So we were trying to put together a solution and trying to figure out how the hell we were going to figure this out. And I started selling some stuff off, and we've always been fans. I've always chased the Pokemon franchise ever since I was a little kid. Ever since they came back out with it, I have collected, and it turned out to be really lucky. I've got to be honest, we started looking for capital, so we started selling some of the stuff. I started getting back into the community and started looking at TCG Player, looking at everything else on eBay and watching YouTube and seeing all these other people. And I started seeing how much money we started making just by selling that, just to create capital for this other venture that we were trying to do. And I finally looked at my old lady one night and I was like, babe, why are we trying to raise this much money for a capital thing that may or may not pan out? And it's huge amounts of capital, it's huge insurance risk, it's this, it's that, the overhead. It didn't seem feasible to me. And then after watching people, and I'm not gonna lie, and I hate to name drop, but people like PokeNE, people like Danny Phantom, when I watch these guys and I see the genuality, and then when we did it and we turn around and we're selling off our collection and the amount of money that we were bringing in and the people that we were meeting, and then we started realizing, it's like, hey babe, we sat down and I was like, hey babe, why don't we start a business out of this? Let's try this, let's do this. So we did, and as of that day, Pokédex TX was created. We did everything that they said to do. We went out, we started a business. We got rephrase that. We started out, we got us a little bit of capital. Basically, we took some of our collection and sold that, and then used that money to reinvest in. We also took a lot of our old commons, uncommons, bulk, if you will, hollows, reverse hollows, EXs, Vs, everything duplicate that we could, and we made little packages and little things that we could turn around and sell. We made products out of these things, and we started posting them on TCG Player, eBay, Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace was a huge win for me. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. I know my girlfriend loves eBay, but I don't like eBay because of the fees. I don't like TCG Player because of the fees. I am big into marketing, so I do understand growing, especially at an organic level, especially with these days when everything and its mother is trending. With all that being said, it was a struggle. It was tough, but I don't know, I want to say we got really lucky, but on the flip side, it wasn't all luck. There was a lot of resilience there. There was a lot of late nights. Hell, half my videos you can go watch. I got bags under my eyes. I'm tired all the time. We were up. I was up constantly, building this website, trying to post on TCG Player, trying to keep up with eBay, trying to keep up with orders, and then once you're doing all this marketing, doing all this building, then you have to fulfill the orders on top of that. So it did get a little overwhelming there for a while, and I'm not sitting here trying to talk like a big creator, man. We haven't even hit big time yet. I'm just explaining what has gone on in the last couple of months and our growth, and it's just kind of amazing to go from what I was at and to see the transformation just in this business growth just in the last 2 weeks or so. And it was a complete accident. It was by God design, by miracle design. It really was. And I hate to sound cliche and I say everything happens for a reason, but it really does sometimes. If I wouldn't have lost this job, we thought we were done. And then we were like, I got pumped up and I was like pissed off. And I was like, no, you know what? Screw it. I'll go open my own. That way I ain't got to worry about job security anymore. We're going to do our own thing. And in the midst of trying to chase another venture, this just crazy idea popped out, and here we are today. So guys, that leads me to say, just don't quit, keep going, keep moving forward. You may have to pivot every once in a while. I'll be honest, I started my YouTube channel in like 2020. Back when COVID was going, I was doing affiliate marketing. I still do affiliate marketing to this day. That taught me everything that I know to get here, to be able to build websites, to be able to market, to be able to do emailing, to whatever the case is. And that is the real reason that we wanted to create this channel, is that I've always wanted to be able to create value for people and give value to those that don't have the opportunity to get it themselves. Unfortunately, I don't come from a rich background. I don't come from a lot of, how would you call it, privilege. I don't come from many of that. I had to work for what I have. I had to bust my ass. I had to meet the right people. I didn't have a mentor. I had to go out and find it. So that's really the main reason that we wanted to create this channel, is to maybe add value to somebody. Maybe you guys can see what we're going through, see the mistakes that we're gonna make, and hopefully y'all won't make them too. And You know, if there's any time where y'all can add some value back to us and comment and give us, you know, any kind of opinions or anything at all, that's literally all we're dying for. You know, I think the real reason that I fell in love with this was not even because of the money. The money is just what made it seem real to me, because it was like, okay, well, you know, one can chase their passion, but how you gonna pay the bills? You know, how you gonna pay Uncle Sam? How you gonna get things done? You know, when I saw the money, I was like, okay, this can be done. But when I saw the joy, it was just like, I want to do this. You know, there's a big difference between waking up and going to a job that you have to go to, and waking up like, man, I can't wait to get up and do this. And that's my biggest problem right now, is that, yeah, it was stressful, it was hard, but I didn't want to sleep. I still don't want to sleep. I want to keep going. I want to keep producing. I want to create as much content as I can. I want to create as many products as I can. I want to get out. I want to talk to people. And it's so crazy because here in the last couple of years, I've become so introverted that I almost lost my way. And it's almost like this crazy bad door closed just so a better one could open. I mean, in reality, that's really all it is. I know all my friends think I'm crazy. I'm sure once my family see and hear about everything else, they're all gonna think I'm crazy. Deep down inside of me, I know that I've got screws loose, and I know that parts of me are crazy. I think that all entrepreneurs are crazy. You know, some of the most successful people that I've ever seen in my life in this world that make it big have been some of the biggest screw-ups in the world. You know, I look at Bill Gates, he dropped out of school. Yeah, I look at Steve Jobs, he dropped out of school and then went and created a company, then got kicked out of his own company, had to go create another one, then to get bought out by that company, then to mesh back in. You know, go look at every single huge shot caller and huge success these days. They came from screw-ups, they came from mistakes. And I think that's what it's all about. And that's why we wanted to create this channel, so that we can show you guys, not the ends, not the sexy, beautiful, good, hey, we make $50,000 a month type of crap on entrepreneurship, because that's not reality. We're gonna show y'all every bit of it. Now, the reality is, if you work your ass off and make a successful product, bust your ass and make a successful business, yes, you then can enjoy those things. But I'm gonna be honest, guys, there are no shortcuts, there are no gimmicks, there are no get-rich-quick schemes, there's nothing like that. And if that's what you're looking for, that's not what this channel is about. This channel is all going to be about transparency and every little bit of hardship that we have had to go through just to get where we're at. And trust me, we were barely we were pedaling at the top of the water, just trying to keep a grasp. And here lately, we've gotten very luckily, gotten a lot of support from our little community that we have out here in Bastrop, Texas. You know, and for that, guys, I do thank you if you're on here. But this is reality, guys. This is going to be behind the scenes, and we're going to take you through everything. So if you love Pokemon, or if you love entrepreneurship, or if you just really want to see what it takes to create a passion into a business, then make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and follow us on our journey. We'd love to have you, and your opinion matters to us. So make sure that you put down a comment below, and hell, any suggestions that we can get on how we can improve our business, our content, on anything. It's greatly appreciated, guys. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.